Hello and welcome to Ahrex fly tying. My name is Håkan and today I will be tying a heavy streamer. This is a streamer pattern I developed when I lived up north in Sweden, and I fished it in quite narrow and rapid streams, so I wanted the fly to sink quickly down to the trout, so I always used a heavy hook for this fly. And the hook we are using today is the Taurus hook, which is a very heavy and strong hook, so it's perfect for this purpose. I'm using the size 4, as you can see, very heavy wire, will last for big fish, big rivers. Black thread, and we start with tying in the tail. And for the tail and wing I'm using black squirrel, so cut out some hair. You can stack the hair if you want, but I just pull off all the hair that's too short and just use the bundle as this. And the tail is supposed to be sort of almost the hook shank. I tie it in, and then I tie it down along the shank just to make an even underbody for the tinsel. And the fly is ribbed with quite heavy copper wire. And we tie it in along the shank, back to the tail. Like this. And the body is gold tinsel, and I'm using this holographic because I think it shows better on the fly. And I tie it in just behind the hook eye, because I will be covering the hook shank all the way back to the tail and then forward again. So we don't need to make it perfect all the way back to the tail, because we can cover it on the way back. And the reason I'm using this color is because the trout water I'm fishing in is quite, well, often quite colored in a brown or orange hue. So gold and copper stands out really nice in that kind of water. And then we just take the copper wire and rib the body. And tie in. And be careful with the sharp edge of the copper wire, because it can cut the thread. The hackle is, I'm using orange guinea fowl. You can use orange grizzly hackle or something like that, but as long as it needs to be quite soft, so an orange hen hackle or this orange guinea fowl is perfect. So we just strip off the waist and I always trim off the tip and tie in the feather, because then I don't need to use a hackle plier. I can just use the stem to hold the hackle. And then you stroke back the fibers as we wind the hackle, 2 or 3 turns, and tie it. And the fibers need to be at least back to the hook point or the hook barb, or even longer, but not shorter anyway. And the wing is the same as the tail, black squirrel. Sometimes it can be difficult to get the thread to grip the squirrel fur and secure the wing. So when I tie in squirrel wings, I measure the wing and then I cut off like this. And then I use some fly varnish and just put a drop or two at the cutoff, and then we tie in the wing, and then we secure the wing with the varnish so that the thread hold the wing securely. And there we have it. And to finish off the fly, I'm using red crystal flash. I just cut off 2 strands and tie them in on top of the wing. And fold back, so the fly will have 4 strands of flash. Cut it off, make it as long as the wing, and then we just make a neat head and a whip finish. And there we have the streamer on the Boss Taurus hook. A heavy, nice hook that will sink down and hold the fly right in the stream.